Hello guys, what is up? This is RiceNoctowls here with my Week 1 team builder against the Genova Giratinas. The team that the Genova Giratinas have drafted will appear on your right, but I'll read it off for you. He has drafted Cresselia, Toxapex, Cobalion, Mega Sableye, Garchomp, Delmise, Rotom Frost, Smeargle, Terrakion, Cinccino, and Delibird. First thing I noticed, those first 4 picks looking very stally to me. Cresselia, Toxapex, Mega Sableye, and I guess Cobalion. Mainly the first 3 though. Really bulky and kinda stall. But then the rest of the team kinda lends itself to a bulky offense kind of thing, and I guess there's webs for Smeargle. I don't know. I'm kinda confused. What the team's supposed to be like. The first thing I notice about the team is that it is pretty slow, and it's very bulky, obviously. And so I figured the best way to build my team around would be to have have some good setup offense to break through his bulk, but to also just have fast things that can constantly wear down his team. His team also isn't super strong, and so I do have a considerable amount of bulk just to kind of wear through his team, because he doesn't have much reliable recovery out of Cresselia and Toxapex. And I guess Sableye has recovered, but I'm not super worried about either of them. So starting off, I wanted to get, you can see we have kind of a weird spread on this Mega Venusaur. This is a majorly physically defensive Mega Venusaur. Synthesis, Giga Drain, Toxic, and Hidden Power Fire. This Pokemon can switch into basically his entire team, like straight up. He does not have a single flying type on his team, and Cresselia is his only psychic type, which means he cannot break through this Pokemon very well at all. And so I can just synthesize off his team. I can Toxic the Cresselia, and beat that thing 1v1 easily, even though I believe Psyshock only does like 30 max to me. Obviously, he can start Calm Minding on me, but if he starts doing that, we do have things to stop that, even though I'm kind of considering, because I don't want him to start Calm Minding on me. But if he starts Calm Minding on me, obviously Toxic is a thing, so that would be pretty scary for him. And that's pretty much, he's just meant to switch into things and be really bulky. He can't do, my coverage options are Giga Drain and Hidden Power Fire. Hidden Power Fire was my best option, I feel, because it hits the Rotom Frost, hits the Delibird, hits the Cobalion, for considerable damage, and Delmise, for that matter. Also Delmise. I could have ran Sludge Bomb, but I would have been completely walled by Cobalion, and I wasn't about that. His main things that this is going to be switching into is probably Terrakion. It can easily take Banded Terrakion's hits and synthesis off, or do a lot of damage with Giga Drain, depending on what I need. So that's Mega Venusaur. Moving on, Crocodile is an amazing offensive Pokemon in this game. You can see we have Knockoff, Earthquake, Pursuit, and Stone Edge, with just enough speed to outspeed, I believe, Rotom Frost. I wanted to run this thing Adamant because it'd be a lot stronger, but I don't want to risk him bringing Rotom Frost and then blowing me back, so I needed to run Jolly. So this has Knockoff, Earthquake, Pursuit, and Stone Edge, and that basically blows through his team. I am Dread Plate. I wanted to run Life Orb, but I didn't want this thing to be whittled down, and so I did run Dread Plate just to hit Cresselia harder, and just kind of the rest of his team. Obviously, it breaks through his wall core of Cresselia Toxapex really well, and it does considerable damage to Mega Sableye. Obviously, I don't want to be burnt by the Mega Sableye, but we can deal with that. Also deals with Rotom Frost with Stone Edge, Delmise with Knockoff, I guess Delibird, whatever. I believe... I'm kind of not sure about the ability. It's either Intimidate or Moxie. Intimidate would make me probably be able to live 1 hit from Terrakion, possibly. But Moxie, depending on if his faster threats are gone, would make this thing just win, practically. So, I think we're going to stick with Moxie for now. This is just a really good Pokemon to just break through his core. It can eat any hit from Garchomp and do a lot of damage. It's just really good. Now, next Pokemon we have is Sylveon, and I was debating on what Sylveon set I wanted to bring. At first I wanted to bring a Spec Sylveon set, because it just blows through his team, because he does not have any fairy resist? No, he doesn't have a fairy. No, he has Toxapex, but we did have Psych Shock on that. But I felt a more physically defensive support Sylveon set would fit the team better, because we do have other wall breakers, and my team just really supports Wish support and Heal Bell, because Mega Sableye and Toxapex and Cresselia most likely going to be wanting to status my team, and so Heal Bell is going to be really nice. And then even so, without much investment, Hyper Voice still does a lot of damage to his team. This is a super easy switch into Mega Sableye every time, and then he still doesn't have great switch into this thing. His best switch in is his Cresselia. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty standard. I have enough speed to outspeed, I believe... What do I have enough... Oh, I have enough speed to outspeed non-invested Smeargle or Delibird. I was debating putting on considerable more amount of speed to outspeed a non-invested Cresselia, but I didn't feel like it was worth it, not for the amount of bulk I'd be losing. And I forgot to explain what my EV spread is for Mega Venusaur. Enough speed to outspeed non-invested Cresselia, I feel like it's really important. Max HP, and then I have special attack. I believe this is enough to... so Giga Drain can break a max HP Garchomp sub. So it can't sub on me, I can always Giga Drain it. And then special defense. It's for something, I don't remember. But that's pretty much the EV spread. Next Pokemon, we have Alolan Persian. This Pokemon, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is basically... I didn't copy it, but like I'm pretty sure this is what they have on the Smogon website. This like exact set, Parting Shot, Foul Play, Taunt, Toxic, max HP, max speed. With the Fur Coat ability, it's actually really nice to switch into his Garchomp, his Dhelmise, his not really his Terrakion. It's really good. We have Taunt for his Cresselia, completely shutting that thing down. So if it doesn't have Moonblast, this thing cannot touch me, and even if it does, it's really fine. I'm probably going to lead with this thing, because this thing is meant to taunt the Smeargle if he wants to lead with that instead of webs, or if he leads with something else. We outspeed his entire team. We speed tie with Cinccino, but other than that, we outspeed his entire team, and then we can Parting Shot out into whatever we want. So that's really nice. Toxic's obviously for the Cresselia, and Foul Play is just amazing for his team, because it hits Cobalion, okay, not super hard. It hits Garchomp really hard. It probably OHKOs the Dhelmise. It's just really good against this team. And there's not really much else to it. And we have max speed to speed tie with the Cinccino. And then in defense, mainly because we're trying to, with the Fur Coat ability, it's not very bulky, but with Fur Coat ability, it can switch into Garchomp. I'm pretty sure this set isn't 2-hit KO'd by Garchomp's Outrage. Definitely not 2-hit KO'd by Earthquake. And so that's pretty much this mon. It's mostly there to get momentum, shut down Cresselia, or any of his bulky mons that wants to just continually Moonlight Stall me, like Toxapex, like Sableye, although I can't taunt Mega Sableye. That's another one of these things. Mega Sableye is... I'm not too worried about it, because I do have Sylveon and Mimikyu pretty well to stop that thing, although Mimikyu doesn't really burnt. Alright, next up we do have Mimikyu. Now Mimikyu, if this thing gets a chance to set up at the right time, just blows through his team. As you can see, it pretty much annihilates his entire wall core, except for Toxapex. We do okay damage with Toxapex, but we're still definitely going to want to weaken that or kill it before we start sweeping with this thing. Although, it can barely do anything to me, but I don't really want to be burnt by Scald. Unless he sets up Toxic Spikes, then we can't be burnt, then we're just good to set up on Toxapex and blow through his team. But we have Shadow Claw to hit Cresselia, Dhelmise, Toxapex, I guess, Play Rough to hit Garchomp, Mega Sableye, Terrakion, and then Shadow Sneak to just kill everything that we don't outspeed, but we outspeed the majority of his team, barring Cobalion, Garchomp, Terrakion, and Cinccino. But I'm not too worried about any of those, because we do have solid switch-ins to all of those with the bulk that we have. I went for a Life Orb set, because I don't want to have to set up too many Sword Stances. We are going to be able to get one free Sword Stance off with our Disguise ability, and that's really nice. So I didn't want to have to set up more than that, so I do have the Life Orb ability, I'm not trying to keep this thing around. If it's going in, most likely I'm going to try to be sweeping with it. And for our final Pokemon, we do have the Celesteela. Now, with this set, the EV spread's kind of weird, I know. We have Earthquake, Heavy Slam, Autotomize, and Substitute. This, I originally had it fully physically defensive, but I did alter the EV spread a little bit. The speed is there to outspeed. What is it there to outspeed? Is there to outspeed? Let me see. I should make it outspeed base 75s. Here, let me change that real quick. The speed was there to outspeed something, but I don't remember what it was. But now it's there to outspeed his Smeargle and his Delibird if they are uninvested. Oh, I know what it was there for, duh. Okay, basically, the speed I had outsped his entire team after an Autotomize, duh. And namely the Cinccino, but now we still outspeed everything after Autotomize, plus Delibird and Smeargle without an Autotomize. We have Earthquake to hit the Toxapex and the Cobalion, Heavy Slam to hit the rest of his team pretty hard. In this, the point of this set, we have Substitute, mostly for the Mega Sableye, because most likely this thing is going to want to try and burn us, so we can substitute on that, and then continue to Heavy Slam it down. If this thing starts getting some attack boosts from... Oh, it doesn't get attack boost. That's one thing, I need to change the EV spread, actually. So it can get attack boost. That's the whole point. Let me... There we go. Let's have it at that. Well, we can probably do with like one more in each. There we go. EV spread master. Basically, we have as much attack and defense as possible. This is it's mostly physically defensive because we can switch into guard chomp and stuff like that. Honestly, I'm not even worried about HP that much. In fact, I kind of want not very much HP on this. Actually, I don't. I'm going to put all this in the defense. I don't want that much HP because if I have less HP, Sylveon's wishes will actually get more health back, and so we now have. Okay, that ruins the purpose of it, doesn't it, man? Okay. Right. Fine. Let's keep it at what it was. But what I was saying is that we want to try and minimize how much health this thing, or HP stat actually has, just due to the fact that the least health it has, the more it gets back from Sylveon's wishes. So we have subs, so we can sub on the Mega Sableye so it cannot burn us. Earthquake. And Autotomize, because after Autotomize, we just basically beat his team. I wish this had Swords Dance or something like that, because that would be amazing, but it doesn't, so we're going to have to deal with Beast Boost, which isn't bad, it's not terrible. We can stall out his entire team, but we don't really have Toxic or anything on here. We don't really have room for it. So this is the team we're having. And that's the squad. I feel pretty comfortable with it. I'm pretty happy with how I built. I'm going to be doing some mocks after I record this video. See how it works out. If I do make any changes to the team, because I'm actually recording this quite before we have our matches due. If I do make any changes to the team, I will make sure to let you guys know, whether in an annotation or in the description or somewhere, or probably in the video, because I do plan on post-comming the video. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. I still need nicknames for these guys, and I do have plenty of time. So if you guys have, I guess, Spazzy commented last video and said to name this thing Big Bertha, and I came back with some remark. I don't remember what I said, but he said to name it Big Bertha. So there it is, I guess. Big Bertha Celesteela. We don't have anything else yet, so like something even named after you, I don't really care. Go ahead, ask. Sounds cool with me. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace.